morning all, and in today management information system, in today's class we are standing in the second unit. In the second unit we are going to discuss MIS subsystem. MIS subsystem, as we have already said and we have already seen that MIS is not a one core system. It is connected with many subsystems. So MIS has many branches and it has many subsystems where all the subsystems has to work together to make the MIS system an effective one. So in this MIS subsystem, we are going to discuss the characteristics of MIS. So in the characteristics of MIS, we have the following characters that are related to management information system. Number first one is system approach, management oriented, as per requirements, future orientation, integrated, common data flow, long term planning, relevant connection of subsystem planning, central database. So these are all the characteristics that are available in management information system. So now we will discuss this one by one. First one is system approach. So MIS follows the system approach, which implies a step-by-step approach to the study of a system and its performance in the light of the objective for which it has been constituted. It means taking an inclusive view of subsystem to operate within an organization. So in the subsystem, we have a system approach. In the subsystem, we have a system approach where a system cannot be implemented as of night. You need time to implement the system. The system is purely associated with an approach. It needs a set of hardware, software, etc. All these items will be related with the system, and all this system will create an approach to work together, and that system is known as a system approach, where solutions will be trained and replaced by all the sources. So all the sources will work together to make a system in an effective way. And the next one is management oriented. The management oriented characteristics of MIS implies the top down approach need to be followed for designing a MIS. A top down method says the initiation of system development determines the management requirement as well as a business goals. MIS implies the management dynamically to the system development for the completion of management decision. As we all know, the MIS is purely created for the top level management, and by having the information that is retrieved from the MIS will be benefited for the top level management for decision making process. So the top level management, while making the decision making, they will consider the information that is given by the management information system, or based on the information that is given by the management information system, they will go with the decision making process, and that concept is known as management oriented. And the third one is as per requirement. The design and development of MIS should be as per the information required by the managers. The required design and development information is at different levels: strategic planning, management control, and operational control. It means MIS should cater to the specific needs of manager in the hierarchy of the organization. As we all know, there are three levels of management: top level management, middle level management, and low level management. This MIS will work as per the requirements that is needed from all the levels. For example, the horizontal way of communications will make a flow in the low level management, and the horizontal way of communication is coded with the column information in the middle level management, and both horizontal and vertical communications are headed by the top level management, and this low level management will process with the activities. The middle level management will work on the reports, and the top level management will go with the report for decision making process. So as per the requirements of all the department, or as per the requirements of the department, this MIS system will make a flow in the business organization. And the next one is future oriented. The design and development of MIS is always focused on the future, because by having all the past and present data, you can plan for the future. So all the future aspects are stored in the information system. So this MIS is always a future oriented one. If you are storing an information by today, that can be taken after 5 years or 10 years with the help of management information system. The next one is integrated. A complete MIS is a combination of its multiple subcomponents to provide the relevant information to take out a useful decision. An integrated system which blends information from several operation areas is a necessary characteristics of MIS. As we know, the MIS consists of many subsystems. All the subsystems has been integrated together to make the functioning of MIS. So the management will work with the MIS system by integrating or combining all the subsystems that are available in the information system. The next one is common data flow. This concept supports the numerous basic views of system analysis, such as avoiding duplication, combining similar function, and simplifying operations. The expansion of common data flow is cost effectively and logical concept. So it is a common data flow where MIS will work with many calculations, many works. You will have many repeated data, you will have some similar functions, and you will have mathematical and statistical calculations in the MIS. So everything can be supported, and all those activities are bringing out with the cost effective basis, and some logical concepts can be implemented in the MIS to make a common data flow in the business organization. And that is what about common data flow. And long-term planning. MIS should always develop a long-term planning because it involves logical planning to get success of an organization. While developing MIS, the analyst should keep future-oriented analysis and the needs of the company in mind. So, as we know that MIS is a large process, so the MIS should be implemented with the help of long-term planning, because if you are implementing the MIS for a short-term period, that will not work effectively, and even you cannot check whether the data that is there in the MIS is right or wrong, because it is a short-term process where you'll be not having any time to evaluate the concept. So always this MIS concept should work with the long-term planning concept. So this long-term planning concept will help the MIS to keep all the records, to track all the records, and to give a good solution for the business problems. So always MIS is a long-term planning structure. And the next one is relevant connection of subsystem planning. The MIS development should be decomposing into related subsystems. These subsystems must be meaningful with proper planning. As we all know, we have many subsystems. All the subsystems should work with all the related subsystems. For example, if you want to know about the profit of an organization, you need the purchase system, sales promotion system, and finally the pricing system. So if you compare all the subsystems together, finally you will know the system of profit. So to take one aspect called profit, you need three to four subsystems to work together with a connection to produce one output called profit. So likewise, these relevant connections of subsystem planning is more important in business making concept. So the business is always related with many subsystem, and that subsystem has to work together with the connection and create or to maintain a system with the effective information. And finally, central database. It contains data in a tabular form. The database is responsible to operations like insertion, deletion, updation of records. This database covers information related to inventory, personnel, vendors, customers, etc. The data stored in the database. So, central database. A database means, as you all know, the data that is stored in the tabular form is known as database. This database is a collection of row and column. Each row and column is combined together in the name of cell to store the data inside. So, like in MIS, the data will be stored in a tabular form. So whenever you need, you can take the data, and it is common for all the entire MIS system. If a data is stored in the database, that database is a central database from wherever or in whichever subsystem you are in, you can access the data with the help of this central database. It means that if all the subsystems are connected to the central database, from any system, you can access any information that is stored in the central database. So this is what the concept of central database. And today we have the YouTube link. As I hope you have seen a good motivational video, and this is your MCQ test link, where I'll be sharing the MCQ test link in the Google Classroom, and you have to write the test on regular basis. And thank you all. If you have any queries, you can ask me. As we have seen the characteristics of MIS, that is the subsystem, in today's class. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me now, or if you have any doubts, you can post in the chat box. I'll be replying for your queries. And thank you once again. Kindly go with the test without fail. We'll meet you by tomorrow. Thank you one and all.